It is the Riot High.
Hello, welcome to the podcast. Again, we're down to the final days for the RadioU Spring Fundraiser, so it's a shorter podcast, but if you haven't had a chance to donate to help our podcast, which is on RadioU, please call in and text 877 to RadioU. If you text the word GIVE, then we'll send you back a link and you can donate for the podcast.
Things you're going to hear in today's podcast.
We have the list.
Oh, I got a list. You know what? Last week I learned and I started making a list.
We make a list for it every day.
So in the podcast, you're going to hear Instagram trends.
Okay.
We're going to talk about Shazam, but in China.
Okay.
How many donuts is it okay for you to eat at one time?
You should, if you check out RadioU, our Facebook page is posted there so you can put your information if you want.
And then blowing your nose in the shower.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, well, someone's got to remember.
It's not just blowing your nose, though. It's blowing your nose and spitting. I think it's worth noting it's both of them.
Yeah, it's a package deal. It's a package deal.
So thank you again for listening, and coming back soon will be our longer podcast. But please consider supporting during our RadioU Spring Fundraiser, which keeps the Riot on, which keeps our podcast going. Text GIVE to 877 to RadioU and put in the comment section that you're a podcast listener.
Everybody clear? Good. Listen. Bye.
Bye.
Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Give RadioU a donation and the Riot will live stream themselves eating for a lifetime. It's the Spring Fundraiser on RadioU.
Okay, Nikki, I hesitate to bring this up because this first break in the show has really just turned into gym talk with Obadiah and Nikki.
But basically it has.
Okay. I got to ask you. Now, this probably doesn't happen in a woman's locker room because women are so clean.
Sure.
But you shower at the gym?
Sometimes I do, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, I showered at the gym. And this has not happened just once. It's happened 2 or 3 times, and I'm starting to really wonder. I end up in this one shower stall.
Yeah.
And there's a guy in the shower stall next to me who spends... what am I in the shower? 4 or 5 minutes, maybe not even that long. Gym showers do not last long.
You're not supposed to take long ones.
No, I'm not in there for very long. And he is the entire time blowing his nose and spitting.
Oh, well, we talked, remember, when you work out, sometimes that causes...
I get that.
A lot of mucus and a lot of yucky stuff to get moving. But no one spits in the shower.
I get that. And I even get the impetus to spit because it's all connected.
Sure.
Okay? Like the nose, the throat, ear, nose, and throat, the ENT guy. You've heard of that? Yeah? Okay. They're all connected.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, and you know what? I'll even go a step farther. I've taken occasion to blow my nose in the shower at home because... Your private shower. It's my shower. Mm-hmm. It's all going down the drain.
Sure.
I'm the one that cleans the drain.
And there's a difference between an every so often and then a habit. And I feel like you're telling me about this guy's habit.
Oh, this guy.
Have you seen what he looks like
no.
out of the shower? He's the mystery spitter.
I have been thinking about waiting for him, just like, bro.
You totally, even if you're late, it doesn't matter.
You need to stop.
You be late and you wait.
I've thought about that. I've also thought about, I posted about it on Facebook. Someone was like, oh, you need to talk to the management. They're not supposed to be doing that. I'm like, yeah, what am I going to do? See, here's the thing. To me...
You're the gym snitch.
To me, this is just one of the single most important examples of why, under all circumstances, no matter what, unless you're at home or a trusted friend's shower, you got to wear shower shoes, man. And you know what? They're cheap. I got myself, they're 3 for $5 at Old Navy, and I mean 3 pair. For $5.
That might even still be too much.
And if you think I'm joking, I'm not. That's literally what it costs.
Those probably cost like a nickel to make.
Yeah. And so you wear those into the shower.
Do you wear your shower shoes then?
Oh, yeah.
How dirty is it?
No, listen, Nikki.
Well, it's about the things that you can't see. You're right.
Right. I mean, all you need to know is that those showers are a refuge for shower nose blowers and spitters.
I just don't see or hear too many people do that. So I think you just you're at the time where this one guy is.
Well, be that as it may. First off, I'm never getting in shower stall 1 again ever. That's the one he's always in.
That's his.
And 2, shower shoes. If you thought they were optional, I want you to know they're not. They are not an option. Put them on. Get them.
Virtual skins for your avatar? Get a shirt for yourself. $25 a month or $150 one time gets you the exclusive Spring Fundraiser t-shirt now at RadioU.com/donate. It's the Riot during the Spring Fundraiser.
Now, I'm sure there are those among us that have never lied to get out of school before. Like you're just a perfect little flower, and you went every day, and you got perfect attendance. And good for you,
Did you know a
I
friend
say.
who had perfect attendance?
There was a guy in my class that had perfect attendance.
I had an acquaintance, but he wasn't a friend.
I'm like, we didn't hang out together, but our last names were close, so we always sat by each other because they always alphabetized.
Man, I remember that person. I don't know about yours, but ours was very driven. And he was proud of the fact that he had never missed a day.
The exact opposite was
really?
true. Yeah. That was the thing that was funny is everybody was just like, what?
He didn't mind coming, but he just wasn't driven once he got there.
How did he get perfect attendance?
I always was like, hey, how can I get out of this? I didn't mind doing work, but I just didn't want to be there.
So I find myself wondering, like, can you think of one time when you totally faked?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What did you use?
I remember elementary school, sometimes my grandmother would come and pick me up for lunch.
Yeah.
You could totally go out with your parents or your grandparents.
Yeah.
And she took me to go get lunch.
Be
And
like,
then
my tummy hurts.
bingo. And I was
Really?
like, oh, I don't feel good. So she just took me home and I played at her house for a while.
I mean, I'm sure.
But that was like, oh, you're young and it's your grandma and it's fine.
Okay.
I'm sure
All
the
right.
school was like, oh, yeah, sure.
They're like, yeah, whatever. Whatever. My mom, I didn't even have to fake. I could just be like, Mom, I don't want to go to school today. Do you have any tests? No. All right.
Fine.
Whatever. Just take the day off. But here's a girl who she's 6 years old. She didn't want to go to school. And so she decided that probably the best way to get out of it would be to, like a lot of her friends, get chicken pox. There was only one small problem.
She didn't have chicken pox?
She didn't have chicken pox.
Did she draw them on herself?
Absolutely, with a red
that's
marker.
So cute.
So the problem led to
Not chicken pox.
and she couldn't get them off.
Aww.
So
That's kind of cute, though.
she didn't. This is what I love. She didn't want to take her spelling test.
Aw,
There were
at
a
6,
few-
she's got a lot of pressure.
I know there are a few children at school that had come down with chicken pox. I'm reading her mom's comments. She said, I just need a red pen, Mommy. I need to do my homework. Then she came down 10 minutes later, itching her arm, saying that she had a rash.
And she's smart.
So they tried not, this is what I love, they knew immediately that she was lying.
Yeah.
And they tried not to let her in on it.
Oh,
They let
sure.
her think that she was winning
She
there for
fooled
a
him.
while. Yeah, yeah. But didn't work out. But I guess what I'm
Hey,
saying
Obi,
is...
can you hand me a pen? No, Susan. I've already had chicken pox.
A red one?
We already had that. And if
I've
you're
never had chicken pox.
But you had the shot.
I did. As an
Yeah.
adult, I went in and got the chicken pox vaccine.
Chicken pox are all like funny when you're kids and you're like, oh, don't scratch. But if you're past a certain age, they can be really, really bad. Because
Yeah, didn't we
wasn't
have a friend
it
who
Dirk?
got Dirk? He was in the hospital for like a week or
You
something.
can get really, really, really sick if you haven't had chicken pox. So you're supposed to get the shot when you're a certain age if you didn't naturally get them.
I think he's the reason I got the shot, actually.
That's why they have pox parties.
Okay, you know what? It's getting weird.
You never
I
have a
don't-
pox party?
Yes, but I don't want to pass around infected blankets. We're done.
It's like, oh, it's a rave pox party. All the glow sticks and everything. Yeah. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yes, your donation during the spring fundraiser helps the Riot stay on the air. But let that dissuade you. It does a lot of good things, too. It's the Riot on Radio U.
So I don't remember when it was, but we got donuts. Actually, it was yesterday. We got donuts.
We've had donuts a many a days.
Not true. As of right now, we've had donuts for 3 days of the fundraiser.
Oh, it feels like more because then they have leftover days. So there's still always donuts
Listen,
out.
I can't speak to leftover days. To me, those don't count.
You
We're
want to talk
just
about fresh donut days. All
yeah,
right.
I'm pretty sure we're at 3 days so far. So donuts yesterday, and I found myself in a real pickle.
What?
A pickle donut. No, not that. But I just realized that for me, I have an internal number that is an acceptable donut number.
Of how many you eat?
It's like, it's okay to have this many, and if you've gone over this many, you've got a real problem.
May I be so personal and so bold to ask what is your donut number? And
2.
what's the window?
What do you mean by the window?
Meaning like...
When does the number reset?
Yeah, like when do you start over and you can count? Like, is it a day, or is it that morning, or is it that meal?
Oh, you sound fat, bro. Really, you do. I know. Okay, my donut window would probably be like day parts.
Okay, so morning. So an early donut?
You have an early donut. You can have 2. If you go over 2, like, what are you doing?
What's your day cap?
Well, I don't have a day cap because, I mean, like, typically outside of the fundraiser, who encounters morning and afternoon donuts?
Some people do.
I mean,
if you work in a corporate job where they're always bringing boxes of donuts.
Am I a king? Am I a czar? Do I run some small country that I live where they're like, we must take these. If he's in a good mood, all will prosper.
Bring him the box.
No,
So 2 is your limit, though, within the meal.
It should be. But I'll tell you, like, there are times when you're tempted to go more.
Yeah, well, it depends also on the donut that you have.
Okay.
You know, like if it's...
Also, all right, size
If
matters.
it's those glazed little ones, or if it's a cake donut.
Like
or
a
if
Krispy Kreme, it's like, who even cares?
You could have more of those, I feel. Or if you know the calorie. But if you're talking the big ones that are stuffed full and have toppings on them, then I feel like you have to know you might be dealing with a lesser number during that time.
Slow your roll. Stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Careful with the cruller.
Right. Like, be careful.
Okay.
So there's lots of variations to it.
Here's what I want to do. Whether it's Facebook or Twitter, I want you to stop by this morning, and I'm just going to go ahead and make a post right now. I want you to stop by and tell me, what is your acceptable donut number? Like, what do you say? Is it 2? Like, some people, Michael was saying he just cuts a donut in half. He has a half a donut.
We don't understand
That's not even a full number.
That's not even a full number. You're not even in the game.
You know what? I talked to one of the guys from The Fold. I know. It's been a while. But he said that he has, if there's 2 donuts, he feels like he needs a bite of each one. He cuts each one in half.
Does he? Puts it together?
Yeah.
See, everybody has their own game with it.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, when you look at me, I'm pretty sure you'll know I'm a 2 donut guy.
You do realize that buying Fortnite skins is just dressing up a doll. Spend your money on something that matters. Donate during the riot and play Dress Up with Obadiah instead. It's the spring fundraiser on RadioU.
Okay, in the UK, there's a company called, where did they go? They're 383. They're a digital agency. Mm-hmm. They did a survey in which they talked to 2,083. That's not a large survey sample. I get it. But they talked to 2,083 people between the ages of 18 and 35. And here's what they found. That more people in that age group trusted what they learned from YouTube than their parents. They felt that what's presented on YouTube is more trustworthy than what their parents would tell them about
what'll be
whatever.
Weird then is when you go down the road when the people who trust YouTube more become parents. And then it's like, well, wait, but they learned it in the first place from YouTube.
Don't you listen to YouTube, you listen to me.
But yet you learned it from YouTube to begin with.
Well, you know, it's that thing. Here's what I think is one of the biggest issues that the internet has, and I just call it the faucet problem. Mm-hmm. Somebody somewhere has got a way better term for it, but it's like this. It all comes from the same faucet. It all comes from the same sink, the same place. And so whether you're getting really, really good advice or really, really bad advice, it's all coming from the exact same place. And unfortunately, we have a tendency when it comes from the same place to put it all on the same level.
Yeah.
So something that is very, very intelligent and very worthwhile, we are putting that on the same level as some of the dumbest stuff you've ever heard because it's all coming from the same source. Even though you're like, it was on a different website, I was on a different YouTube channel. Yeah, but you're still getting it from your phone.
Yeah.
So I feel like the human brain on some level just is like, oh, it's from my phone, so I can believe it. When in reality, and you should do this. Look at who makes your content sometimes. Like, take a look at them a little bit. I think we have the same problem with movies. Movies give us these stupid little morality plays, like, especially kids' movies. And I'm just like, I'd like to meet the writers. Because the writers right now are telling me how to live, but I don't know them. I don't know what kind of life they've led. I don't know what their relationships look like. I don't know what their credentials are. Who are they to give me a little morality tale about how I should never throw my toys away? Sounds like a bunch of hoarders to me. Know what I'm saying?
Sure, but you're saying we're still likely to believe those people in comparison to like believing your parents.
Hey man, maybe your parents are total cut-ups, big screw-ups, whatever. I mean, they had you for crying out loud.
I think it's hard though sometimes because your parents might not be as still set up in that side of the world, and so like when they sometimes tell you things that are obviously wrong, but they like the urban legend stuff. They're always like, "Don't flash your lights, don't ever get to the car." Like they might know that not some of that side, but yet they know how to change a tire or things that we might not know how to do unless we went on YouTube and watched.
It's true. Consider the source, guys.
The Riot can't exist without your donations.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
RadioU.com/donate.
Okay, Nikki, when we do like a movie, we release a movie in the United States.
Yeah.
And it, doesn't quite meet expectations. What do we always say?
It's usually, piracy. It was the fault of not having people wanting to go see it because they just illegally downloaded it.
That's a good one. What's the other thing?
It just wasn't a good movie.
It'll do well.
Oh, overseas in China.
It'll be fine. Don't worry. China's gonna save it.
They don't make enough money, or they'll tailor the movie for China and expect it to do so well there. And like for Aquaman did super, super good overseas. It did pretty good here, but not nearly what you think. A majority of it came from outside of the United States.
I'll tell you right now, I've said it before, Aquaman feels like a movie made in China that was made for English-speaking audiences.
It's become a big push. I mean, it brings in the money for a lot of that style of movie.
Also, Aquaman's not a good movie. I don't care what...
now that's not what today's about, okay?
Okay, you're right.
All
Okay, here's what we're back to. It looks like... Shazam did pretty well here in the United States over the weekend. It made like 53 million 54. Or something, depending on who you talk to. Well, of course, they wanted it to do big business in China, but it only came in number 2.
Uh-oh. So what did it actually make?
It made about 10 million there, whereas it was number 2 to P-Storm.
Oh, okay. That's unfortunate. So letter P, Storm.
P-Storm.
Okay, but it, of course, sounds like something else.
What else does it sound like?
A storm of pee.
I don't understand.
Do they have that in China?
It's what do you call it? It's Hurricane Heist.
Yuck.
But there it's P-Storm.
Oh, like what's that? What was that tornado? What was those Sharknadoes?
Yeah.
But instead it's like a bathroom.
Oh, gosh.
Just
oh
die.
My gosh.
Just die.
Oh, my gosh. Nikki's like, well, we have to burn the whole world now.
We do, because we can't continue, because I don't know what happened.
We have to get a whole new world. That's what we're going to have to do.
All right, so it came in second to that.
Yeah, P-Storm is the 4th. Can I even say that?
No, you can't.
It's the 4th installment in a Hong Kong crime thriller franchise.
How about you say the Storm of the Pea?
Oh, yeah, and you know what? Last weekend in China, Friday was Tomb Sweeping Day. That's a national holiday in which families traditionally head home to pay graveside respects to ancestors.
It'd be like the Day of the Dead.
Yeah. So, apparently, you sweep the grave, see a movie. You sweep the
grave and you go to see P-Storm.
P-Storm.
That's what you do.
Then if P-Storm sold out, you see Shazam.
That was everybody's plans.
That's what happened over the weekend.
Who needs peaceful coexistence when we can spend our days arguing and eating? It's the Spring Fundraiser on the Riot.
Hey, feel free to stop by our Facebook page, too, while you're out doing your thing. Of course, tell us how much you love us and you're supporting and blah, 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 but also how many donuts is it okay to eat at once?
That's the topic of the morning. Is it on the RadioU Facebook page?
It's on the RadioU Facebook page.
You should be following both RadioU, and then we have our show page, which is under RadioU Riot.
Yeah, now, you're not going to want to do both of these things that I'm going to tell you about. I found an article here that is about, the latest and greatest trend in Instagramming, which, okay, who the heck knows? Who the heck knows, right? Well, but what I mean is, is it really, or are they just saying that?
Well, what's the trend?
Crime scene cleaners.
Oh, that would be so weird. That's terrible.
The thing that gets me is like they're allowed to post this stuff. I feel like they shouldn't be allowed to.
Well, the bodies aren't there, are they?
No,
the blood
they're not.
is?
But like the blood or the ashes or in some cases it's oh gosh. Okay. Well, I don't want to know what that is.
What else is
it's
there?
not red, and I don't want to know what it is.
Don't want to know, but they can post it on okay. So for crime scene cleanup, you know why they can? The cleanup crews are not like police department people.
Right,
it's actual cleaning companies that specialize in crime scene cleanups. Because for that, you got to tear a lot of things out, and you got to really clean.
Yeah, and so I mean, like tons of pictures of the lady that owns this business, and she does a lot of video. I haven't listened to any of the video. Oh,
I don't think you want to.
Oh gosh. Oh man, it's crazy. This is crazy stuff.
So that's the new Instagram trend. Stop making the noise. Stop making the noise. Stop looking at it. Stop it.
I have to. We're talking about it.
You do not.
Okay. Like, wow. All right. So there you go.
What is that?
Why is it on the ceiling?
What's that?
It's in the corner.
I think I'm looking at the one where you said it looked like ashes. What is it? Did someone burn up there? Maybe it's just the cleaning stuff they put on it. Remember the sawdust when you threw up when you were a kid?
Yeah, when you see the toilet, anything that it has a toilet in it, don't look
at it
closely.
At the toilet?
At it, because...
I'm not looking right now. Listen, we're fundraising. I'm putting it away. We'll look later. But if you want to be all the rage, if you're following if you're following the Instagram, popularity things, then you need to get yourself signed up. Or I don't think you go to school for that, but you got to get in with a cleaning company.
Let's just take a little break, shall we?
We have to share everything, and we share everything.
We're sharing everything.
Thanks for telling us about that.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.